We've all seen it, the classic showdown between an entitled customer and an unbothered employee who's had just about enough. Whether it's a full-blown meltdown over expired coupons or a next-level clapback from a retail worker, these customer service battles are pure comedy gold. Buckle up, because we're diving into the funniest, most outrageous Karen versus employee showdowns ever caught on camera. Working in a restaurant is already tough, but dealing with entitled customers takes it to another level. Just ask Pizza Hut manager Sweets Williams, who faced a full-blown Karen meltdown in 2021. An unidentified woman stormed in, demanding a refund for a pizza she claimed had no sauce, even though she had already eaten most of it. When Williams refused to roll out the red carpet for her complaint, Karen took matters into her own hands literally. She shoved the pizza off the counter onto the manager and tried to make a quick escape. But Williams wasn't about to let her get away that easily. She chased after the woman, engaging in a heated argument as Karen threatened to call the police. The confrontation escalated when Williams pushed her multiple times, eventually sending Karen tumbling to the ground. Safe to say, this was one pizza refund that didn't go as planned. Excuse me, you do realize this is a disabled parking bay, right? Yes, I know. Well spotted, the driver responds. Do you have a disabled badge? Yeah, I do. It's right there at the front. The questioner squints. Are you sure that's not a fake badge? It's not fake, the driver snaps back. Well, no offense, but you don't look disabled, the driver stiffens. And what exactly is that supposed to mean? I'm just saying, if you're using that spot, you should prove you're disabled. It's right there, plain as day, the driver points. That's all you need to see. Let me take a closer look at that. Before they can reach for it, the driver swiftly rolls up the window.
That's all you need to see.
Right, I'm going to take that out. Right.
What do you mean take that out? Excuse me. I'm gonna close the window,
The entitlement of some Karens never ceases to amaze. They act like they can do whatever they please until reality hits back. Back in 2015, a particularly obnoxious customer pushed an assistant manager at a Chevron station in Salt Lake City, Utah, past his limit. After repeatedly being rude, the worker decided she wasn't worth the trouble and refused her service at the pump. But instead of accepting it, she lashed out, slapping the manager before attempting a quick getaway. Big mistake. The employee sprang into action, locking her in a flawless headlock while another staff member called the cops. Moments later, officers arrived and the unruly customer was escorted off the premises, her ego bruised and her privilege checked. Some people are used to throwing their weight around, expecting the world to bend to their demands. But now and then, they meet someone who won't play along, making the moment all the more satisfying. Take Susan Perez, for example. In 2018, she boarded a Delta Airlines flight at JFK Airport in New York and was furious about her seat assignment right next to a baby. He's not gonna cry the whole time, is he? She snapped, but she didn't stop there. Perez name-dropped her connections, boasting about her work with then-Governor Andrew Cuomo and even threatening a flight attendant named Tabitha. Thank you, Tabitha. You may not have a job tomorrow, she sneered. That was the last straw. Tabitha wasn't having it and immediately called for Perez to be removed from the flight. Realizing she had pushed too far, Perez panicked. I apologize, please. No, I apologize, she pleaded. But it was too late. She was kicked off the plane and the fallout didn't stop there. Soon after, Perez was placed on leave from her job at the Council of the Arts, and her name and image quietly disappeared from the council's official website. A harsh reminder that arrogance and entitlement don't always get you what you want sometimes, they get you grounded. A viral TikTok clip from Monday has social media buzzing after it captured an intense confrontation at Spencer's store in Sunrise Mall Citrus Heights just outside Sacramento. The video kicks off with a distressed woman frantically searching for her missing phone, accusing a black man nearby of swiping it. Desperate, she pleads, "Can you call it?" She won't let us call it, directing her request to a Spencer's employee. The worker obliges, asking for her number. As she starts rattling it off, 906, she suddenly stops, growing even more suspicious. Well, he could have turned off the ringer, she speculates. At this point, the woman with the accused man snaps, exclaiming, "Oh my God! What, do you want him to get naked, lady?" Meanwhile, the accused man maintains his innocence, calmly emptying his pockets to reveal nothing but a vape. Still, the woman insists, "I just stuck it right here. You walked right behind me and took it." "I did not take it," the man firmly responds. Then comes the ultimate twist. Spencer's employee hands over his phone so she can call her missing device. As the ringtone blares coming straight from her purse, reality hits. A moment of awkward silence follows before she sheepishly admits, "I am sorry, I apologize." But the woman with the falsely accused man isn't having it. Without missing a beat, she delivers the perfect closing line, off. And just like that, TikTok had another Karen moment for the ages.
Is it in your purse, ma'am? I'm so sorry. Really? I am sorry.
All right, cool.
I apologize.
A woman was caught on camera unleashing a furious rant at a Dunkin' Donuts employee over a single sandwich. She claimed she was about to miss a flight and demanded faster service as if her urgency should somehow override reality. Her meltdown included lines like, 10 minutes for a single sandwich? And ended with a sarcastic, passive-aggressive thank you, a classic Karen signature move. The video, posted on TikTok, quickly went viral. Sure, airports can be chaotic and stress levels run high when you're racing against the clock, but let's be real. If you're cutting it that close, stopping at a crowded Dunkin' was probably not the smartest move. Now, I'll admit we don't know what kind of day she had before this, and I get that airport stress can push people to their limits. But there's always a better way to handle frustration. Instead of berating the staff, she could have communicated her urgency gracefully. Instead, she turned an everyday inconvenience into an unnecessary spectacle. Honestly, part of me is relieved she was wearing a mask. At least she spared the full wrath of internet detectives who love putting faces to viral outbursts. But make no mistake, her behavior, unacceptable.
Thank you.
In 2021, a TikTok user shared a chilling story about a bizarre incident on her flight. She noticed the cabin crew whispering among themselves, locking the bathrooms, and moving through the aisles with urgency, sending a wave of concern through the passengers. The truth? A woman had been forcibly restrained with duct tape after causing chaos mid-flight. According to American Airlines, she had attempted to open the boarding door and even attacked a crew member. The situation was so severe that, upon landing, she was immediately taken for medical evaluation. Chaos erupted on an American Airlines flight to Charlotte when it was diverted to Raleigh, leaving passengers stuck on the tarmac for 3 hours. Frustration was high, but for the flight crew, things took a disrespectful turn. One passenger refused to keep his mask on, arguing with the attendant, "My mask is on! What do you want me to do?" As tensions escalated, another passenger threw insults, calling the flight attendant a drama queen. That was the final straw. The fed-up flight attendant declared that we are going back to the gate, making it clear they were done tolerating abuse. We've catered to this entire flight because we love this job, but to be insulted and mistreated over things we can't control, it's disgusting. Musician Brent Underwood, who recorded the moment, praised the crew. They handled it incredibly well. It was stressful for everyone, but they remained professional the whole time. As for the passengers who made the flight a living nightmare, shame on them.
We do it because we love this job.
That's right.
But the fact that we get insulted and mistreated by passengers over things that we cannot control, it is disgusting.
Look, I get it, asking for a few napkins isn't a big deal. But come on, Kevin, how do you serve all this food and not include a single napkin? Are you the one in charge here? Because if you are, we also need some matches. And honestly, if you're running things, you should make sure your team is doing their job properly. It's not complicated. Just ensure the basics are covered. You wouldn't believe it, but this isn't even the first issue. 5 mistakes at the drive-thru and now this? If I had just driven down the road, I could have avoided this whole situation. Listen, I've been in business for 27 years. I know how things should be run. If you're in charge, then take charge. Make sure your team is getting things right. Mistakes don't just happen all the time. They happen when people aren't paying attention.
Yes, I own business for 27 years. So you're in charge, and you're in charge. You make sure that they don't screw up.
A passenger in a stylish plaid skirt caused an absolute scene at the Fort Lauderdale airport, going into a full-blown meltdown. In a fit of rage, she leaned over the counter, feet lifted off the floor, and screamed at a JetBlue employee, leaving bystanders in complete shock. The woman, 26-year-old Sabrina Thomas, was denied boarding after showing signs of intoxication. That's when she lost it. Among those witnessing the chaotic moment was Dre London, a top music executive who represents stars like Post Malone. He captured the wild outburst, saying, "I've never seen anything like this in my life." But just as quickly as she erupted, she snatched her ticket and bag and strutted away as if nothing had happened. Moments later, authorities stepped in, cuffed her, and escorted her out of the terminal. She was later hospitalized for evaluation. This meltdown comes amid growing airport tensions, as the US government shutdown has led to an increase in TSA staff shortages. While more employees are calling out of work, the agency insists security wait times remain within federal standards.
Get me out of there!
When men throw tantrums like a Karen, they're often called a Ken. And in 2020, Billy Steele fit the bill perfectly. His outburst of toxic racism on the London Underground was met with immediate backlash. Even as fellow passengers stood up to him, Steele, a white man, refused to stop harassing a group of black commuters. "What does being black have to do with anything?" one of them fired back. When the train finally pulled into a station, the group got off, but Steele kept trying to intimidate them. That's when karma struck literally. In a blink, one passenger delivered a knockout punch, leaving Steele sprawled on the platform. After the video of his humiliating takedown went viral, Steele turned himself into the police and reportedly sought help for his behavior. In 2023, chaos unfolded at Gold Coast Airport in Australia when a woman had one too many drinks before her flight. Her disruptive antics and refusal to comply with the cabin crew quickly made her the least popular person on board. But getting her off the plane? That was a whole different challenge. It took police intervention to physically remove her, and as she was dragged away, the passengers delivered a farewell she won't soon forget. In perfect harmony, they erupted into a chorus of "Nana Hey Hey, Kiss Him Goodbye" by steam sealing her exit with a soundtrack worthy of a viral moment.
Come on, Mom, get off.
And there you have it, some of the funniest, most ridiculous customer service showdowns ever. From wild demands to epic clapbacks, these Karens met their match. Have you ever witnessed a customer meltdown like this? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the chaos, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more hilarious showdowns. Until next time, stay kind and tip your servers.